Hey everybody, welcome back to Bell Craft Studio. We are working on part 3 of this journal cover that we're making, and as I mentioned, I'm going to turn it into a recipe book / journal where you can write things, memories in it, as well as keep your favorite recipes as well. A lot of people in the olden days, as I understand, would do the same thing. So I have my materials here that we're going to use, and I'm going to turn this into book corners. Okay? Now, I want to share with you something that had happened, and I was just trying my best to make it perfect for you all and everything, but lo and behold, mistakes happen. I'm going to tell you the truth. So I'm going to move all of this aside for the moment, and let's go ahead and take this and set it there for the now. Okay, so this is what had happened. Before we get started, I want to show you this because this will happen to the best of us. You're going to make a mistake. Something's going to go wrong. Don't sweat the small stuff, okay? Now, first and foremost, this is what I chose. It is a piece of fabric of gingham, and it is beautiful, and it matches the theme of the book that we're making for the journal. And I was putting the interfacing on it, and I was ironing, and I was getting it all pretty and everything, and I thought, I was sizing it up, and I laid it down. It was perfect. Of course, I sewed all that because I wanted that detail in it. And I had this over on this side. Let me find it. If you can see this right here, I burnt it, but I'm not going to sweat it. Why? Because we were going to already put book corners on that. Now, in the book corners, I'm going to utilize this, and I'm going to put this on the book corner, on the corner to make a book corner, and I'm going to show you how. And I show that to you only because if you're making a mistake or you made a mistake, it can be fixed. Don't let it get you down like you ruined it or anything to that effect. I have some other ribbon, if you will. These things I bought at Goodwill I think last year or the year before, and I like shopping Goodwill because you can find a lot of good stuff, and this is practically new. So let's see if we can incorporate that. We're going to make our book corners out of this ribbon here, okay? And I'm going to use this as our tie. Let's get started. All right. So as I set all of these things aside, like I mentioned, I have this piece right here, and I did not fix it for the simple fact I wanted to share that with you. So what I am going to do, if in fact you come across the same thing, okay, I'm going to make sure that you all can see this in the camera, okay. Let's pull this double-sided tape out, and I only need a little bit, and I'm going to put this underneath our little boo-boo here. You can put something else if you want. You can put glue, but if you can see here, what I'm going to do, I'm putting this here down right there. I'm going to get it down real nice and secure, and then I'm going to pull that backing up, and I'm going to lay that plastic down. Now, if there's still some sticky there, don't worry about it because we're going to cover it up. But I wanted that there because I wanted that plastic to lay down from the plastic tablecloth. Okay? Now, I did want this flower to be up, and then these down, and this coming this way for that focal point, right? Now, this is like a patchwork type pattern, which I like it. So I'm going to remind myself that when I have this corner here that I just repaired, I'm going to flip it over, and this is my top and this is my bottom. Okay? All right. So first and foremost, we need to go ahead and we need to put the ribbon, the closure, in first. So I'm going to measure a good amount, and I'm going to see, well, how much do I need to close it? And I'm thinking, what do we got here? What did I measure just now? 10. Let's go ahead and go 15, okay, from the middle, right? Now, if that's not enough, go some more. So if you want to go measure again, okay, I'm going to go again, measuring from the side. If you want it, I measured 15. You can also go 20, right? Whatever you want. If I prefer a longer ribbon or closure, that way if you tie big bows or a small bow, whatever you feel is comfortable for you. So I'm going to measure somewhat in the middle, and I'm going to think, you know what? That's plenty long. And if it's too long, I can cut it off. Okay? But I'm going to just kind of see. I can also bring that middle up here, and I can clip it just for looking and seeing if that's something I want to do without securing it down. We can do that. Of course, we're saving money, right? Okay, this is just to gauge, and I have a basket up here, and I've got my little clips that I'm using. Now, what you can do just to gauge, because every journal is not going to be the same. Now I have some glue here I'm going to utilize in a moment. I'm going to set that right there, and I'm going to close my journal cover. Now, once I close it, then I can kind of gauge, okay, it's going to go that long. So if I kind of semi-tie it, is that the length that I want? And bear in mind, you're going to put signatures in, but then you want to decorate and all the lovely things that should go. So what I do is I take my fingers and I'll take this like this, and that would be the fullness that I'd want it. Because if you put it too full, it's going to buckle and it wouldn't look too good. But that's something you might want to consider. You can also do 3 fingers as well. So it's a perfect 90 degree. Okay, so bear that in mind. If you want to make your tie, you're going to need to compensate for that. Okay, so let's say I have 4 fingers, just because I like a lot of stuff, or you can even go 3. Now, I can tie this somewhat kind of approximately how I think it's going to go. Okay, and I'll show you why. That looks pretty good to me. I'm going to tie it right here, and the length that I have is perfect for me. So that's what I'm going to go with. All right, so what I am going to do at this moment, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go 20 from the middle and 20 from, that's 40 inches. Okay? All right. So I measured 20, correct? And go ahead and recheck my measurements. Okay? So that was 20, right? That's what it looks like here. Then I'm going to take it another 20. You can fold it in half or go again. Get my ribbon here. All this stuff. I mean, I'm very frugal. I like to buy things that look nice, but I don't want to spend a whole bunch of money doing it. there are a lot of things that I could do or buy that, that may take a little bit extra, but again, I want to make sure that I'm saving my money in this economy we have today. I mean, you can understand. So be mindful of that. Okay. I am putting this back. I'm a type of person, if I've used it, I am going to make sure I put it back right away. Okay, and I've got a piece of tape here. So do it now, not later. Do it now so you don't have to do it later. So, all right, setting that aside. And my little stuff here, I did an experiment with some glue, and I glued it down to see if it would hold with different materials. That's something you can do as well. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and measure. Okay, I'm going to lay this over here for a moment. I'm going to measure the middle. So if you remember, we have a 2-inch spine, 2 inches in the half. It's 1/2 each. So I'm going to take my nail and I'm going to give me a little mark right there. And I'm going to take this, make sure it's not buckled or twisted. Okay, and then I'm going to fold it in half so I have a mark right here. Okay, now let me get myself pretty centered here, making sure you can see that really good. Yes. And so I have a microphone cord and it just does not want to cooperate. Let's get some of these things out of the way so we can make this right. Okay, 2 inches is where I'm trying to gauge. Not so much on this edge, but right here, because that line right here is going to get me pretty close to the middle. And if you're not very good at eyeballing things, all you got to do is put your ruler down. There's your line. Here's your line, and that's your center right there. That's where we're going for. So you can even take your nail or whatever, and you can score something right there. And that right there is your center mark. Okay? This is what I like to do. I guess it goes back to when I was doing sewing and very detailed wedding dresses and things. You had to be very precise because one little off, it just throws the whole project off. So yeah. So okay, so now I want to see where I've got this as my middle. I want to see where this lies in the middle as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my cover over here, and we have a 9.5 cover, correct? So approximately somewhere around in here, you can kind of see where would you like it to be. You can put 5. It's almost 10, so you can see maybe the between the 4 and the 5. So kind of gauge where you approximately want that ribbon, and it's going to go, and let me show you the way it's going to lay. Find a good spot, bad spot. It's going to lay right in the middle, and it's going to lay all the way across. So when we put the cover on, the inside cover on, it's going to be secure, right? Okay, and I haven't made this yet, but I can tell you I kind of playing around with it. It looks so cute. The way I kind of envisioned it by the thumbnail, you kind of get a little understanding of what we're going to do with it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I am going to measure again. You can measure if you would like to, or you can just eyeball it, whatever you think is best. Okay, so I think roughly roughly, I'd say somewhere approximately there. Again, this is a project where, hey, it's going to be okay. You can just kind of play it by ear. You can see how it's going to go. Okay? But I think with me, I think right there is wonderful. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my clip and I'm going to hold it there. And then I'm going to do the other side of the same. So what I'm going to do is get it kind of square. I'm going to hold it up where I can see it's pretty centered. Okay? And I try to give some good tips for everyone so you can kind of see what works good for you. Okay? That looks good. That looks good. And you can also do it this way as well. You can take it and fold it this way and make sure they meet in the middle. That's pretty good if I say so myself. Okay, now I want to get the double-sided tape. I'm holding this side and this side, right? And this is going to give me a little security right here where I need it to be. So I'm going to put it on that ribbon. Okay? And this is me just how I am, and I'm just precision driven. So there you go. Okay? So I've got that pretty lined up, I would say. And right where it laid, I'm going to lay it right there. Okay? And then I'm going to pull this back and I'm going to utilize, turn it around. Okay? I'm going to utilize the ribbon to put my score tape or my double-sided tape on. Okay? Now, you could put this right before. This is just how I'm doing it right at the moment. I'll go ahead and tear that off. And whatever fits good for you. Because your journal is your journal, right? Okay? And if it's a little off, don't fret. It's going to be all right. I promise. Okay? All right. I'm going to put it like so. Now, going ahead and I'm pulling off that backing on the tape and put my little trash can. Now I'm going to turn it back around. Got a little something there. And I'm going to go ahead and remember where I put it. Now it's kind of wrinkled right there, but that's okay. I want it somewhat in the middle where I had it. Now I didn't kind of scrape it down or anything. I can come back right here and I'm going to see if that ribbon meets in the middle, and it does. Okay, so now because it's stuck down somewhat, I'm going to take my finger and I'm going to, let me get my scrapey tool, and I'm going to give it a good secure press. Now this kind of waved up, don't worry about it. You're wanting this to meet here. Therefore, by the look of the eye, it's somewhat in the middle, right? Okay. And I had a little extra right here, but I can stick something right there. That will be just fine because once that tape is on there, it's on there. I honestly don't think we can pull that off, but that's okay. I'm going to fix that. Okay, other side. Rinse and repeat. Rinse and repeat. We're going to take my little clippies and put them back. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put that right here on that ribbon. Doesn't have to be perfect. If you want to get precision, you go right ahead. That's fine. I'm not mad at you. Alright, so I'm going to scrape that down. I'm going to pull that backing up. And we're going to turn it around. Okay? And I want to see where that tape is going to lay. Okay, and if I can see right here is where I had that clip at. So that gives me an approximation of exactly where I had that. Now I can lightly lay that there. I can see right here if that's approximately where I want it to go. And I can kind of semi-lay it there. Go ahead and check it out. Make sure I'm square. And I am. You see that? That's wonderful. Alright. So I'm going to go ahead and smoosh that down. And I'm going to give it a good scrape. Okay. All right. Now, I have a little bit of the double-sided tape here. Now what you could do is you could put something there, which I am going to put something there to help you with that not being so sticky. Okay, you can do that as well, as I have did the tape there. That's fine. That's going to be just fine. All right, looking for my ribbon here. And I'm going to grab me a little piece of that ribbon. Let's save that piece of tape. And I'm going to stick that down. Make sure y'all can see that. Stick this down only over top of the piece that has sticky on it. Okay? There. Beautiful. Okay? Rinse and repeat. And if you want, you can just pick that up and kind of fix it on there. You can trim a little bit, whatever needs be. Okay? Of course, again, we're going to make that work. Okay? We're going to make it work, friends. We're going to make it work. All right. Same thing. I'm going to go ahead and put a piece of ribbon to cover that up with the double-sided tape right there. Okay. All right. Put this away. Make sure. If I don't do it now, I will have a mess. I promise. All right. So, are we stuck down? I believe so. All right. So, now I have my ribbon right where I need it. Okay. And I can also check it right here. You can put lace there if you want. You could put a decoration there if you want. I mean, it's not going to ruin it. I promise. Especially if you're tying it as such and you're tying it like here, it's going to really give it a little bit more sturdy. But I don't want to do that now because I haven't laid that backing down. Okay, so I have determined that I have this side is up with the kind of a pinkish cream color flower. Okay, now I want to show you what I did. Make sure y'all can see I'm in the frame here. Okay, now I'm getting comfy. I want to show you what I did is it was only for one side. Okay, this side did not have the iron-on adhesive. Okay, and I got this, or I cut it to size, and I ironed it to the back of this fabric. You choose the fabric you want to use for yours. Okay, then I went ahead, once I had it measured right. And the way I measured it is because I wanted it to be a fingernail's width approximately. But what I was trying to determine is I wanted some of that tablecloth to show through here. And it looks like, when it's open, it looks like when you go on a country picnic. And when you open up this journal, you're going to want to put recipes in it. You're going to want to write in it. You're going to want to savor the different memories in it. And it's going to remind you of the time when you went on a picnic, or relatives went on a picnic, and so on and so forth. Okay? Now, I serged these. I did not cut these off. I'm going to just happily stick those underneath there, and that will be fine. Okay? So, this is what we're going to do now. This is our inside. Okay? Now, what I am going to do is I've already cut these. Okay? These will go underneath this piece right here. Okay? And it's just so cute, you guys. And I'm going to miter these corners. I'm going to sew these top and bottom. And let me lay it down the way it's going to go. Okay? Let me get a piece here that is going to, there's a front and back, and this is the front right here, and that's the back. And I chose this lace particularly because of all the colors in it. So when I lay this down, it's going to kind of peekaboo a little bit, right, over top of that. So I want to pull a little bit of this tape. Good thing about double-sided tape, I want to pull it up a little bit up, and I want to lay this down under here. So when that goes down, okay, this is going to go over top of it right here. So when you're closing this up, it will close this way, but it's not going to restrain that lace. Okay? All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run to my sewing machine. I'm going to go ahead and get these corners sewn together, and I will be right back. Okay, I have my corners all sewn, and I did use black. Don't matter. I wanted to make sure that I had these on here. Now, if you can see here, I have those corners, and I'm going to try to match it up as best as I can. But I want some of that lace peeking out. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to measure right here. Put my little clips here. Now, I did pull this lace out. Okay? Don't worry, because we're going to secure this down. I just needed this to hold it down right here. And it's going to hold that. And then when we put this over top, it'll be really secure. Okay? This is a multi-step process. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and measure, and I'm going to open that up. And I mitered those corners pretty good. Okay, I want to make sure that I have some of that lace peeking through, and I'm going to go ahead and pin it, and I'm going to turn this way, and I want to pull that little lace, and it's going to stick, but we're going to maneuver it here. Okay, there we go. All right. So pull that back just a little, not too much. Then I'm going to pull this up just a little. I want it to peek through those edges. Okay? And what I'm doing here is I'm stretching it to make sure my corners are all mitered. Everything is fitting the way it should fit. Okay? Then I'm going to come this way. I'm going to make sure it's where I want it to poke out or peek out, whatever you want to say. If I want to go a little bit up or a little bit down, I need to make sure I get that correct as well. Now, I am going to utilize some double-sided tape just a little so I can use it as a pin to stick it down. Okay, so I'm going to make sure y'all can see what I am doing. And I'm going to pull that backing up, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stick it down approximately whereabouts that I think I want that to lay. So to me, that looks good. So what I'm doing is I pressed it down. It's going to stay. It's not going nowhere. Same with this one, rinse and repeat. Okay? This double-sided tape is going to really help keep it sturdy. It's not going to go up and down and move, because we have these here. I'm not going to do these yet, but I am going to do the opposite sides just to hold it, because I want it right where I'm going to put it. The next step, we're going to put the mitered corners on it, then put the lace down, and then we're going to put this over. Everything's going to fall into place perfectly. All right, so let me put this tape here, and I'm going to pull the backing up. Okay, then I'm going to come and turn this way and see. Let me go ahead and turn it this way. If approximately where I have that, I eyeball a lot of stuff, you guys. Okay, where do I want this to be? Approximately right there. I know I'm trying not to get it out of frame, y'all, because I'm trying to kind of approximately where I want that to lay. That looks good. What do y'all think? Y'all give me a thumbs up if that's good. All right. I am kind of eyeballing it here. Making sure. Okay? Making sure on this side. Perfect. All right. Top part. Doesn't matter right now, because I'm going to lay this down right where I want that to be, because when I pull this up, it's going to lay right in the spot that I want it to go. Okay? So I don't want this to be out of place, because one side will go that way and this side will go this way. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and make sure that minor corners meeting up here is the general idea of what I'm doing. All right, I'm going to clip it, and I'm going to continue moving right along. And I want to make sure I have that over a little bit. Okay? And if I need to adjust it, I got that double-sided tape. It'll be fine, because it will move where I want. It'll stick to this plastic, but it will move in general whereabouts that I want it to lay. Give and take. All right. So what I'm going to do, we'll go ahead and put that there. It's looking pretty. So pretty so far. All right. So I'm looking how I want this to be adjusted here, and kind of give myself a little wiggle room here. All right. And if I feel like those corners are not doing too well, I'll snip them off here. Okay. All right. That'd be too much fabric right there. Now let's try that again. That's what I was kind of sensing, that was a little much, but it's okay. Now you can put some adhesive on that as I finish my thought, and you can go ahead and kind of tack it the way you want it to be tacked and fixed the way you want it to be fixed. Now I know I'm trying to look over here and y'all are trying to look at the same time. So, okay. I'm looking at this right here. How do I want? I'm trying to see, do I want the this part right here facing this way, but either way it's going to be fine. Okay, let's try that and see if that doesn't look any different, because we did sew this. So let me get my scissors. It's gloomy out, so if the lighting's not perfect, you'll know why. We need the rain, let me tell you, and the cool weather. It has been extremely hot here in North Texas, and we needed it. We've been getting showers here and there. I thank the Lord for everything He gives us. He knows what He's doing. I'm so glad He does. Now I want to see that just tacks down, but that tack is still there. I want to go ahead and I want to flip it here to see if I want this part, okay, to, I'm thinking that would look better. What do y'all say? Okay, I'm laying it up. Forgive me, forgive me. That away. So this is where I was thinking, whenever you look at it on this side, the corners you don't see the corners, but we'll cover the inside, so it's really not going to matter. How about we do that? All right. So let's go ahead and we'll do that. And go ahead and lay it down the way we want it. Like so. Get my clips. I like things to look nice, everybody. I really do. I like things to come out nice and useful, but I want it to be practical. I want it to be something you can use. I mean, you can get something that you like, but then later on, are we going to use it? You know? But if we get something that we're going to use, then lo and behold, you can really get a lot out of what you're trying to do, right? Okay. Because I had sewn this, we are going to lose a little bit of the, I'm so sorry, y'all. Trying to see like, okay, sister, put it down. So I can see. This is why I do the corners first, because I want to see how much I have. Okay? That looks good to me. So whenever I get ready to do the rest, all I need to do is match it with the other side. Alright, so I'm going to flip it back over. Of course, we remember we want that right there, but I did that first because I tend to get crafting and I said, oh, I forgot to put that tie on there. Okay. So with that being said, I want a little bit of that color and we will adjust it accordingly. Okay. I think that's where we're going to go, and I'll adjust it as I go. Okay, I want that color coming out of that. All right, other side. Remember we had that double-sided tape on there, and looks good to me. Again, we'll adjust it as we go. Okay, now I have approximately where I want everything to be. I'm going to go ahead and add some more tape so it will stay stuck down. And let's put some tape right here so it will stay. And that's approximately Okay, that's stuck down. Okay, and other side, because once I stick it, I don't want it to move, of course, and I want to put those corners down. Or you can do the other way around. However, this is how I'm going to do it for this time round. Okay? What do y'all think? We're good. Of course, I'm going to kind of adjust some of this up here. That's the thing with double-sided tape, y'all. It works like a charm for these type of things. All right, looks good. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick that down. Get some more of this tape. I'm going to stick this down underneath here and pull that backing up, and I'll adjust it when I turn it over. Okay. I mean, you can make up things on the fly. I mean, you can design things on the fly. You can make it work. It don't work, try it again. Again, you know, it's whatever is good for you. Okay. Now, to me, I could be wrong, but that looks pretty good. All right. It's holding it in place. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is put a little bit right here on this edge at this side. If I can pull that off here. Pull this up. Make that lay down. Rinse and repeat. I don't want the lace too far in on this side where you can't see it. That's where I'm going with it. I want that lace and some of that color to shine through there. Okay? And let's go ahead and pull that tape up and lay that down for the moment. Alright. Now, next, I feel confident that, let me pull this up, y'all. Let's see. This one's kind of more up than the other side. Okay. That looks pretty good. And of course, I can adjust it as I go, but I'm going to leave it laying there, and I'm going to lay that there for the minute. Now, I'm going to go ahead and I've cut one, and I know it fits the corner, okay? I know it fits that corner, okay? So what I am going to do, okay, for my security, I'm going to go ahead and put another clip here for this side. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take one side off, okay, because I did not secure that down. I'm going to take this, let me move this out the way just a little so you can see. I'm going to fold this in half, and this measures approximately roughly about 5.5 inches is what I cut. Okay, I am going to fold it in half because this has the wire in it. I don't know if you can see, it's a wired lace, but it has this beautiful lace in the middle. I like that. It's kind of like burlappy, a little vintagey, country something or another. All right, so now I'm going to utilize that crease I have here. I'm going to fold it like so. I'm going to finger press it, other side. Okay? Make sure they are meeting together, and because of that wire, it's going to hold. Okay? Right here. That's what you're wanting. Right? Now you can do it with paper as you choose. That would be totally fine. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this, I'm going to move this a little back. I'm going to put this in here. I'm going to take this for this side, and I'm going to make sure it's laying flat. Okay? At this point, you can put something that you can adhere to this part is what I'm going to do, or you can leave it freestanding or just floating, however you want to do it. Okay? So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the double-sided tape, and I'm going to take that right where that lace is, not this one because it'll stick through, right in the middle, right here, where that lace is, and I'm going to put that tape right there. Okay? And what that's going to do, it's going to secure it from the front, right? Since I've already measured approximately where I'm going to go. Be careful, don't stick it on there. Okay? And this is just my process. This is what I do. This is what I like to do. Okay? I'm just going to pull that back, not tear up what I already had. Alright? You see there's a little something there. Kind of fold it up that way. There we go. Alright, so what I'm going to do, maybe if I cut that, because it's going to, and I just want to say quickly that on our last video, I mentioned about comments and checking out my ministry YouTube channel. And for the life of me, I thought, well, it was made for kids, right? And I put made for kids. Well, I did not realize that you could not comment. Okay? So, apparently, y'all can't comment. So what I am doing is I've looked in, I want to be honest, you know, I don't want to say it's made for kids and then it's not made for, you get what I'm saying, or not made for kids but kids can watch. What that means to my understanding is for a general audience, right? So there's no sensitive anything that would make a child be targeted to that effect. All right. So what I'm doing is I'm making double sure all my corners are laying down. Okay. And of course I have that little snippet right there that wants to give me issues. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to fold that underneath that corner. Okay. And I'm trying to manipulate that. See that little corner right there? I may have to put a little piece of tape or something because it's wanting to. That's where I burned it, y'all. Alright, so I've got that. I've got this right where I need it. And it's going to cover. And I got that wire and it's going to pinch that. Beautiful. Alright, so now I'm going to lay one side down over the other and make sure that's the orientation where I want it. Okay? Right like so. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take some double-sided tape and excuse me. I'm going to hold it, lay it down, excuse me, right approximately where I want it so it'll stay. Now, some may say, well, you're doing it kind of backwards. You should have did the corners and did this like, you know what? It's fine because right where I have is right where it's going to go. All right. Now I'm going to lay this right approximately. It doesn't have to be any specific kind of way, just to hold that corner down. Okay? I want to make sure that I tuck that corner in, okay, while holding that together, and that's going to stay. Now when I go back in and I glue all of that down, it's going to stay. Right? How pretty that is. Now you can, because I pulled this a little bit, you can go ahead and kind of maneuver it how you think, but it's going to be freestanding. It's not there. You could put something underneath there, whatever. But that's the way I'm going to do it right now. All right. Let's look at our time here. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and I want to finish this cover up, because when we come back, we're going to look and see the materials how I want to put in, or the signatures, excuse me. All right. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut 3 more of these, and I'll put them on and I'll be right back. Okay. I went ahead and I got all of every piece of the lace on. I started gluing it, and I wanted to show you what I did. Flip it over. Very nice. Corners, everything's looking good. I want the glue to dry. While it dries, I want to work on the next part. Okay? Set that aside right there. Let that dry. Okay. That glue that I'm using is Crafter's Pick. I got it at Hobby Lobby, and they don't sponsor me. I just share what I use. And this is water-based glue, adheres to metals, plastics, glass, and more. Dries clear. So that's what I'm using for that. Okay? Now, on our next portion of our journal cover, or what we're using here, I have these corners. Now, these were off the corners of the tablecloth, right? Now, I want to use those. I don't want to get rid of those, and I want to use them as pockets for the inside. So what I've been playing with is how much do I want? Now, if you notice that it's already been serged and finished right there, what I am going to do, even though I serged this right here, I'm going to go back and serge over that. And I'm going to sew this this way and this way. So therefore, I'll use this. I have a pocket right here, and I have a pocket right here. Okay? I'm going to go and serge that and put those together, and I'll be right back. Okay, I got that sewed on. As you can see here, I went back over it. My camera's moving. I'm so sorry. Again, I have a tripod that it's not stable and it moves. So if it moves, I'm sorry. Forgive me. Okay, so I did put a little freight check on here. You don't have to do that. It was just something I wanted to do because I serged these. But when you glue it down, it should be fine. But you can do that if you like. These, again, you can use these as pockets. You can put them in your little journal you have here, whatever you want to do. But we're going to set them aside. And as you can see here, we have pockets. So when you open this journal, you're going to have pockets on the inside. So let me go ahead, and I know our little book here is not quite dry, but I wanted to keep everything in place. I did glue down a lot of the middle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some more, and I'm going to go ahead, and this stuff is pretty thick. If you feel like you want to put some water in it, by all means, go ahead. Okay? It says it does everything, so we're giving it a shot. Okay, go ahead and get everything covered. Right, let me grab. It is very thick, you guys. Very, very thick. Okay, but I want to be sure it's going to stick. And okay. You have a better glue, by all means go right ahead. Use what you got. Don't worry about getting fancy glue for anything. The whole gist of it is you want it to stick. And I really want the back to stick to this. Okay? So I'm trying it out. Let's give it a shot, right? So what I do is I'm going to put this, don't want that to get messy. I'm going to put it in this container what I had and squeeze some out. You can see how thick that comes out. But I'm going to get quite a bit so I can, again, I could put water in this. It would be fine. But I just want to make sure. Now, if you want to use hot glue gun, be assured that, or just be reminded that this is plastic and it will glue, the glue will melt it. So that's why I did not put, oopsie, any hot glue on this part, but the rest you can. So just utilizing what I got, and if it doesn't stick, we'll just try something else, right? It's trial and error when we craft. Okay? It don't have to be completely covered. Yeah, just as long as we get it stuck down. Okay? Let me kind of move some over there because that stuff is super thick. But when it dries clear, so that's what I like. I sure thank each and every one of you for stopping by my craft room and crafting with me, and I'm considering if I can get, if I might say, at least 100 more subscribers. If you can share this channel with your friends, people you know, then when we're done with this journal, I will raffle it off. And I will do a drawing, and if we can get those people, the thing is that we need 100 more people subscribe, and those that subscribe can enter in also. So what you need to do is make a comment, and I'll make sure that I do it right this time, y'all. Make a comment below. Tell me what your favorite craft is. What do you like to do? Do you like to sew? Do you like to crochet? I craft. This is my craft room. What is it that you like to crochet, or excuse me, craft the most? Leave a comment in the bottom, in the description below the video of this video, and I will make note. And when we are done, then once 100 subscribers start coming into our craft room and they subscribe and they send more people, all we need is a minimum of 100 so I can do the drawing. So if you would not mind, go ahead and I know that's overkill on the glue, but I'm making sure, y'all. But go ahead and share it. Like the video. If we can get some shares, some likes, and some subscribes, then I'll do if we need at least 100, I'll just say it like that. If I can get at least 100, all around, like, share, and subscribe. I'll make myself clear. I'm crafting, y'all, and I'm not saying it clear. So I want to clarify that if we can get 100 likes, 100 shares, 100 subscribes, get those people in, and those people who new subscribers, I will put their name into the drawing as well so they can share as well. If I can get 100, then I'll do a drawing for this journal, complete, with all the bells and whistles in it and everything that we do here as well. Okay? So if you wouldn't mind helping me out, that would be great. Okay. Now, if you're international and you're watching these, you may have to pay the postage depending on where you are in the world. But yet, if it's not too expensive, then I don't mind shipping it internationally. Okay? So we'll have to look into that for the people internationally. But the people in the United States, the shipping, everything, I'll send it to you, just free of charge. Okay? That'll be my way of saying thank you for helping me with this channel. It is a new channel. It is growing. I know that people are coming by and looking at our channel or looking at my channel, and I just want to show my appreciation for you all by giving a drawing. 100 subscribers, 100 likes, and 100 shares, because I can see that on the back end. All right, I'm going to just turn this over. As I can see here, that's my top. So I want to turn this around. Okay? Oops. Okay? And I want to, while it's drying, and I have these here because I want them to dry like that. But while this drying, I'm going to fold this one this way. Okay? Make sure I get that glue off me. I'm going to fold it this way, right here. Give myself a crease. Now remember, this is 2 inches. 2-inch spine. So if I need to go ahead and give myself a little guide, if I need to, go right ahead. And if you need to, go right ahead. All right. Now, I'm just going to give myself a little marker here, approximately where I need to lay that down. Perfect. Everything's looking good, y'all. All right. That's my line. So right here to here, right? Okay, I have my glue on. Everything's looking... I bumped it. I'm sorry. Let's try it again. All right. All right, so making sure we are good to go. Try not to bump it again. All right, now I am going to, take it, since I have that. Now look, I did the orientation where that flower's down there and then this flower's up here. So if we turn it over, it's upside down, but you see right here where this is going to be the top, so I need to make sure it's that way. Okay, now I'm going to take my side of my pocket and I'm going to lay it down right in the middle. Of course, I moved it again. I bet y'all are out there saying, well, Belinda, you moved it. I am so sorry. All right. I think we're good. I just wanted to make sure. And it's good to show, everything. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to lay it down right at the top, at the point where it has this line here and then this line here. Okay? And the glue is wet, so we can kind of move it and manipulate it however we need to. Lay it down. Beautiful. Look how pretty, you guys. Even though there's glue up here, that's fine. Don't worry about it. It's going to be just fine. Now I'm going to make sure everything's laying flat. Okay. And I'm going to lift my clip right here and I'm going to hold it. And that's a little bit much over here. So I need to go back over here before that glue dries. and I need to pick it up. I need to go over that way because there's more here than here. So let's go ahead and do that right here. Make sure we're pretty lined up. See where we're at on the mat. Looking good, you guys, looking good. Okay, and I can kind of see with the glue being wet, it really does give you time to kind of move things around. And I know I'm moving everything, so that's fine. Looks to me, it looks good. Get that glue off. I don't want this on here because somebody's going to really love this journal. Okay, I tucked all my serge edges in. Okay, good. Now I'm going to make sure those are in as well. Okay, before it dries, I want to make sure all my edges are exactly where I want them. Okay, make sure I got all that. Perfect. Okay, I'm going to clip that right there and hold it. Perfect. I'm going to get that glue off me. I went to town on the glue, y'all. But I want to make sure, and I do want to make sure that serge is underneath here. Okay, and then I'm going to lay it back down. Okay, and okay, wonderful. And then I'm going to clip that right there. Make sure we got all that in there. Okay, looking good, y'all. Now, because it's wet, but I want to kind of maneuver. Let me get my little scrapey tool here, and I want to get where the edge or the little crease is right there. Kind of maneuver that in there just a little, not much, because it's going to slide back, but at least I know where that's at. Okay, wonderful. All right, so now that I have everything laying down, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do my best to smooth it out. I know our time is running short here. I can be here all day, y'all. Seriously. Okay, now, beautiful. This has to dry. Now, on our next video, when I come back on our next video, I am going to work on the signatures, any little bits and bobs, things that would look nice in this journal. If you have any suggestions, maybe you would like to leave me a comment and let me know what you think would look nice. I mean, everything that we have done so far, it looks beautiful. And who would have thought that you can turn a plastic tablecloth into a journal along with some old boxes and cereal boxes? Friends, I can't even tell you. Even the ribbon that I got at the Goodwill. As you can see here, everything that I got was at Goodwill. This is going to be a beautiful journal, and I don't want to manipulate it too much because it needs to dry. Look how pretty. Look how beautiful that is. Look. Friends, this is going to be a beautiful journal, and it's going to be lovely when we're done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick these under some books, something heavy, so it will weigh it down and it will dry. And like I said, when we come back, we're going to go ahead and finish decorating it, go ahead and get our signatures together, and just move forward on this beautiful, beautiful journal cover. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for coming into my craft room. You're always welcome here at Bell Ann Craft Studio. And please share, like, share, and subscribe to enter into the drawing once I get 100 shares, 100 subscribers, and 100 likes. Thank you for coming, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.